Dead. Gruesome.
Right, I know I said I wouldn't do the Platinum again. Resident Evil 4 Remake, that is. I got the achievements day 5. I don't know what day it was. Whatever it was, how long it ever took me on Xbox. I got them all. And to be honest, it soured the experience. I thought it was a bad list to do. I wanted to get it done just so I could say that I did it. I did a 1-year anniversary for Resident Evil 4 Remake, claiming that I think that it's still just as good as it was when I first played it. While I don't think it's as good as the original, it was still an absolute superb game. Then I also made a video about Resident Evil 2 Remake, saying that I think that's the best Resident Evil Remake that we've got so far. I know some people will say that Resident Evil 1 Remake is best. I disagree, just on the grounds that it's fixed camera angle, and I know some people are going to go, oh, you're just one of those casual Resident Evil fans. I was probably playing Resident Evil before you were even born. I've been here since day one. It's just, I'm not in denial of fixed camera angles are nowhere near as good as over the shoulder. I would take first person over that shit. Anyway, I'm not going to ramble about that too much because that's another video in itself, and I'm sure I've riled some people up by just saying that. I said that Resident Evil 2 Remake was better than the original, so that made it the best remake it did. But where Resident Evil 4 was concerned, it was probably a better game, but I never considered it better than the original, therefore I would never say it's best remake on those grounds, if that makes sense. I think I'm ready to concede that it's the best remake. Am I ready to concede that it's better than the original? I am really struggling not to convince myself so. This game has grew on me a lot doing the Platinum again, and I'm still going to stand by the fact that the Platinum list is absolutely atrocious, and anyone going for it should think twice. It really does ruin the experience. I'm not into the speed running. I'm not into running through the game with infinite ammo. I cannot stand that. But the more I think about things, and even the changes don't even feel bad to me anymore. They just feel different. It's a different take. It doesn't make it worse. It doesn't make it better. It's just a thing. But things like, fighting the water monster on the boat, that's a better boss fight. All the boss fights in the remake are superior than the original. They really are. When it comes to the original, some of the only things that I can really line up to say that it's absolutely better. I like the cutscenes better in the original. I think they're way more cinematic for whatever reason. Whoever was directing those cutscenes did a far better job there than they did here. You could argue some of the lines are absolutely better, like ballistics. We know the line that was cut from this that isn't there. Such a good line. I like the fact that Ashley can be told to wait in certain sections, like just stay there. Because the thing is, in the remake, when you've got the stay back and stay close, I never use it. It doesn't matter what difficulty I'm on. She always stays close. Why the hell would I want her further away so she can get grabbed easier? I just don't understand what they were thinking with that. Just make it so I can keep her in a room and tell her to stay there. Maybe protect the room. You know what I mean? It would be way more convenient to just tell her to stop, wait, like it does in the original. So that stuff's kind of irritating. Can't think of many sections I'd want to use that, mind you, but it's still a thing in the original that I'd have to mention. Ashley is far superior in this remake than she is in the original. Can't deny that. Sure, there's a few sections where she goes a bit derp and, gets herself killed. But for the most part, she's way more reliable than she is in the original. The cart section in the original, where you're in the minecart, I actually prefer that in the original, I think. They're both not really great sections. I could have done without them, to be honest. It's very cartoony in the remake, when the remake's trying to be more grounded and gritty, if you will. And I know it never goes full-blown that direction, but I don't know. Something about that cart section just feels far too Donkey Kong Country to me, while the original just was this weird on-rails section. So take it or leave it. I'm really not sure how I feel about each of those sections. Probably the remake. I mean, the original is probably the better section just because you've got full weapon control and whatnot. And you can kind of keep all the enemies away, and it's really simple and quick. But yeah, I feel like that's it. I'm really sure. I mean, maybe the Regenerators are better in the original because, I felt like they were scarier, but I don't know if that's just a sign of the times. When I played Resident Evil 4 at the time, It could creep me out when I play this one. Now, the only problem with the original I've got is you can kind of blow a Regenerator's legs off and then stun lock it with a knife and it can't move. You don't need the thermal vision, you just literally stun lock it with a knife. So any fear you have of a Regenerator in the original just goes straight out the window because of that. Can't do that in here, at least not that I'm aware of or anything like that, to stun lock it and just absolutely abuse it. But I do feel like I don't know, it's missing a bit of its creep factor. But other than that, you've got superior control in this game. You can move and shoot. You can argue and say that's not necessary. True. But it is a thing. Ada's campaign is far superior here. It's not even close. I would never, ever recommend anyone play separate ways on the original, while I would absolutely recommend people play it on here. Mercenaries mode is far superior in here. It's got loads of cool mechanics. I really wish it had some kind of co-op play like Resident Evil 5, and it would be literally the best Mercenaries mode the franchise has ever had. Absolutely superb. The parry system is so good, it breaks other games. I had problems with this back when it first came out, where I'd beat it and I went to play other games and I was pressing L1 to parry enemies, and the game doesn't have parry systems. The other games that I was playing doesn't allow this. Yeah, I kept doing it because it just felt like it should allow it. It's such a good mechanic. The animations, the way Leon or anyone holds the pistol and stuff like that, the damage, the actual damage on the enemies in the original, all you could do was blow a head off. In this, complete limbs can come off. You can blow chunks out of them. Sure, it's very, I don't know, repetitive in that regard. It's not like super bullet damage or anything like that. Enemy designs look better. I think they talk better, to sound more creepy, like when you're in the castle, and the mumbling to themselves in the original. I think that does sound better in the original, but, you know, take it or leave it. It's just one of those things. It's just different. Boss fights, it's just all the QTEs are gone. No more running away from boulders, like tapping buttons and then tapping buttons the last second to jump out the way. No, like, robot Salazar chasing you, rolling around with QTEs. None of that. It's all gone. Honestly, I am really struggling not to tell you that this is the far superior experience. The only thing that it cannot compete with is pure nostalgia. I don't know if I'm ready to say that it's better than the original, but I'm absolutely ready to say that it's the best remake. Like, if you're going to play a Resident Evil remake, it's this one. I feel like it might be the best Resident Evil game ever made. Complete package, it has everything. There's so much fun, graphics, visuals, atmosphere. It's just such an absolute awesome game. There's plenty to do after the fact you beat it. There's loads of unlockables, costumes. You can actually play the whole game in Leon's jacket. Why was that not in the original? What an absolute superb experience. But anyway, enough yapping about this game. Have you come around to this game? I know some of my viewers still aren't on board with this game compared to the original. Let me know down below. Do you still think the original's absolutely better? Which remake do you consider better? Are you in the over the shoulder? Are you with the fixed camera angle crowd? Let me know down below. If you're new here, subscribe. But yeah, that's all I got, people. I'll catch you later.